Hey, everybody. Hi. I feel like you guys are awake, and you guys, and then like you are like, I just got here. What's going on? No, hello, everybody. There we go. Okay. If you guys are going to fall asleep on me, I might fall asleep talking. So come on now. Hey, my name is Chase, and I am so thrilled to be here with you guys tonight. Who has been here like the majority of the summer? Like who all? Yeah, so about half the room. Like you guys have been here. You've been coming to teen night. This is the thing that you've been doing. That's awesome. I'm here to share a little bit with you about this idea of never forgotten and Emmanuel. Again, like last week, Dave left us in this spot where Jesus dies on a cross for us. I'm going to talk about what more that means. But before I do that, I feel like you should know who I am. Does that sound good? Because if you know about who I am, then maybe you can, want to pay attention to me or something. So I am Chase. I am one of the student pastors at Mountain Christian Church. I see some of our people in here. Love you guys. I love everybody else too. Just to let you know. I'm going to do that probably 5 times because my throat is killing me. So apologies. Feel free to laugh at me. That's completely fine. I know I'm a weird person. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. So I'm married. My wife's name is Amanda. Here's a picture of her. She's so stinking cute. There we go. Some responses. This next 3 minutes is for the women in the room. Because if I have you all on my side, then I have the room on my side. Okay, this is my wife, Amanda. She's wonderful. This is my dog, Annie. She's really, and here's the thing. Every time I do this, every time, you all are more happy to see my dog than my wife. You bunch of jerks. That's what you all are. Annie is, she's the best dog in the world. I don't care about your dog. She's better than yours. I will fight you. I will fight you. And if you're a cat person, we really don't care. We really don't care about cats. They're the worst. You're welcome. You're welcome. I've had the craziest summer. Like, this has been a busy summer. Anybody else, like, busy summer? Let me see. Busy summer. You've been going all the time. Like, you just can't stop going. It's crazy, right? My summer got super hectic and crazy when my wife and I had our first baby. This is wonderful. It's wonderful. Her name is Beckett, and she's so cute, like 3/4 of the time. The thing about Beckett, this is the hey girl, hey. Look, Amanda sent me this picture, and she was like, hey girl, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. But it's so funny because like, we had this baby. It's just so wonderful, but it's so exhausting. Like, I'm just tired, guys. A lot of people are asking, like, how is Beckett and Annie doing together? And, like, I have a couple photos to show the contrast. This is the first one, and it's like, look at this photo. That's on a phone, people. That's amazing. My wife took this photo. It's so cute. This was like a couple weeks ago. But here's what it's actually like most of the time. It's me, like, trying to put my baby girl on my dog and like ride it around everywhere. Like she's screaming at the top of her lungs. It's wonderful. That's a little bit about who I am. Thank you guys for having me. I know you didn't decide that. Thank you anyway. Thank you anyway. I'm not sure what your youth groups do in the summer, but I know that like at Mountain we kind of go hard. We had people who were going on mission trips to Puerto Rico, and even this past month we had 2 straight weeks of conference for our middle schoolers and then for our high schoolers. And so like there's just no rest for me this summer. I am so tired all the time. But it's been an amazing summer. I hope your summer's been good too. But what has happened for me is as I've gone, I've come to this point where like I now have time off. And last week I had time off. I was so excited. And then my wife comes up to me and she says, listen, I have an idea. You're off work this week. Let's go camping. And I said, yes. Who's been camping? Any campers? Any tent campers? I am a tent camper. I grew up tent camping. I love it so much. Like, but I'm not like the kind of tent camper that's like Bear Grylls and like armed with only a knife. I'm going to survive the wilderness. No, I'm just like a guy who, there's twice. I'm just a guy who, like, I bring my charging bricks from my iPad and my iPhone, and I want to watch movies. I just want to kick it, and I want to like make campfire bacon on a fire. Like that's like I just want to watch movies and like read books. I want to bring my guitar. I play music. Like that's camping. Like restful relaxation. You're picturing it right now, like the pond and the still water and the frogs and the lily pads. You're picturing this with me, right? It's just restful and relaxing. The problem is that Amanda's sentence didn't stop at "I want to go camping." It kept going because she said, "I want to go camping with our friends Sean and Ashlyn and their dog and our baby and our dog." 7 living organisms. Not her and me. 7. And I thought, well, I like my dog. I mostly like my kid. I like Sean and Ashlyn. I don't like their dog, but that's okay. We'll get over it. We'll move on. And so we did it. Last week, it was a week ago, guys. Last week, Amanda came up to me and said, we're going to go camping with our friends. I said, okay. And so here we are. We get packed up, and we're going. And here's the thing. Sean's actually here. He's preaching next week. So there he is. Look at him. So anything that I say that's not true, he can either confirm or deny it next week. I don't care. So here's the thing about camping. Like, it's supposed to be restful and relaxing. But I'm here to tell you tonight, it was anything but restful or relaxing. Because here's what happened. It was actually a pretty horrendous camping experience. What living creature of the 7 of us do you think had the worst time? I'm hearing baby, I'm hearing dog, I'm hearing me. Why? Why would I have the worst time? I'm fine. You're not fine. I'm fine. No, it was, so Sean's dog just kept barking the whole time. It wouldn't stop barking. Sean, he would not stop barking. And 4 in the morning. And so when Knox barks, Annie barks, and when they're barking, we're barking at our dogs to stop barking because we're tired and we want to go to sleep. And we got there at the 3rd time. And we did it and we got there at 8 p.m., which, by the way, it's dark at like 8:20. And so we're on the beach. It's windy. We don't know where we are. We have no enclosure, like no trees. It's like on the beach. And so it's just windy. And it was so frustrating. I was so annoyed. And on top of that, like, here's the thing. The best part about that was, like, Beckett slept the whole time. Beckett was just chilling over there, 9 weeks old, in her little bassinet, like, living, loving life, not knowing anything was happening. Oh, my gosh. So at, like, 3 a.m., I was in my tent, and, like, I couldn't sleep the whole night because I was looking through the tent. I saw our canopy. I bought this canopy because I knew we needed a shelter because we weren't going to have any trees because we were at the beach, but it's windy. And so this camping 101. Okay. Camping 101. Know your gear. I bought this thing at Dick's Sporting Goods 3 hours before we left and just didn't even unpack it. And so we put it in the ground, and like at 3 a.m., it's literally a kite in the air about to fall on top of me and suffocate and kill my new family. I was terrified. I didn't sleep. It actually eventually did fall around like 3:30. It fell down. And so I'm out there with like a lantern light like this, battery powered, so it's not very strong. I'm trying to figure out how to get this stupid canopy. I was so mad. I just wanted to relax. I was so tired. It's been a long summer. It was really funny, though. I'm not going to lie. It was hilarious. The worst part about it, and here I'll close the story with this. The worst part about it is, like, we got there at 8. We left the next day at noon. So we were there for 16 hours. Yes, 16 hours. That's how the math works. It was dark for 10 of those. We were set up, tear down, saving the family from death for 5 of those hours. Leaves me with 1 hour of rest and relaxation. Why did we go camping? Why did we go? I just wanted to relax. But here's what I told myself. I said, you know what? I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to stay strong. I'm going to stay positive. I'm going to work my tail off to make sure this is as good as it could possibly be for everybody. And it turned out to not be at all. But as much as I tried to rest and relax for this long summer at the beach, we eventually got it. And we got it in the form of actually going to the beach. Who loves the beach? I love the beach. It's so awesome. Here's the thing, there's nothing that I could do about the beach. The beach was just the beach. We just went to the beach. We didn't have to do anything. We just went and we sat in the shade of our crappy canopy, and we went and played in the water. We threw a ball for like 2 hours. There was literally a wave that took my dog in the air and slammed her on the beach. It was amazing. She like walked up 4 times. She like went up, like she like rolled onto the beach like dog like that. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. So funny. I think like the problem is though is like we live our life this way where we're trying to we're convinced that we can make everything right. Like if we just try harder, if we move a little faster, if we're a little smarter, if we get this degree, if we get this grade, if we're with these people, we can get the things we say we want to get. And I'm here to tell you a little bit. One, we just can't do it. We can't do that. As much as we try to get the things we need, we can't. I know that the times of relief in my life have come the most when I actually sit down with Jesus. There's nothing that I can do. I just go to him. It's a place that brings rest for the weary, hope for the hopeless, belonging for the forgotten, a home for the homeless, a family for the orphan. Tonight we're talking about Emmanuel, which last week we learned means God with us. And I got to thinking about it this way, like this never alone idea that you guys are going through culminates in this moment, I think. I'm taking liberties, guys. I don't think you actually meant that it culminates in this moment. Just roll with it. It culminates here, where I get to tell you, Jesus has died for you. And you can have true community with God again. There's nothing you did to deserve it. There's definitely nothing that you could do to earn it. There's no more trying harder. There's no more needing to keep it together. If I just keep it together, I'm going to be fine. No one needs to know about my business. No, that's not the place anymore. No, Jesus has reopened this access to God, the Father. He welcomes you into his family. So you're not only now a part of a community, but now you're a part of a family. Like you're a son. He's giggling at me. I don't know why he's giggling at me. You're a son of God. Like listen, you are a daughter of God. You're welcome into this. Last week, Dave mentioned that the things that God requires, and he requires this like, strict obedience. And here's the reality, like, there's nobody in our Bible, flip to the first half of it, nobody was able to live the life that God actually called them to. Not Moses, not King David. I mean, that guy like knocked up a guy's wife and then had him murdered. Like he did not live the life that God wanted him to. Like Abraham didn't do it. None of the prophets were able to actually usher and shepherd the people of Israel in the right direction for long enough to be. Nobody could do it. And so God has this rescue mission. And here comes Jesus. 1 Timothy chapter 2 says this. For there is one God, one mediator who can reconcile God and humanity, the man Christ Jesus. He gave his life to purchase freedom for everyone. It's only Jesus that we are saved. And so I got to thinking, the second half of Emmanuel today. So we get it. We get the cross. We can understand the breadth, the depth. That video illustrated it perfectly, what we deserved and what we got. But here's the thing. So what? Have you ever stopped and asked that question before? So what? Where are my ninth graders? Ninth graders? Is there really one ninth grader in this room? Seriously, are you all asleep? All right, we got a few ninth graders. Okay, I remember being in ninth grade, freshman year, Tennessee. One high school in the entire town. That's where I grew up. Don't judge me. I was really good at basketball. Still really good at basketball. I tried out for the varsity team. Do you think I made it? Yes or no? Hello. I tried out for the varsity basketball team. Yes. Did I make it? Raise your hand. No. Did I not make it? Raise your hand. You guys are so mean to me. I made it. Get out. Get out. That's right. That's right. But here's the thing. Here's what happened, though, because I knew I wasn't going to play. I was a freshman, so I just I do this thing in my life where, I don't know if you do this too. You can let me know with a sigh or whatever you want to do. I don't know. You decide. But I do this thing where I achieve something, I set a goal and I get it. And so once I've I don't know what the better word is, but once I've proven myself, I kind of tend to coast. I get to the point where I say, I'm going to do this thing, and then I get there and then I coast. Are there any other self-prescribed coasters in the room? Yeah. My people. Here's the thing. Here's the frustrating part. 14 years later, I still coast. It's so annoying. I hate that I do that. It sets me back so much. I don't understand, when God, has this rescue mission and it culminates to this idea, this man, Jesus, God doesn't coast. What happens after Jesus comes? That's what I want to talk about tonight. What happens because Jesus has come? What are we supposed to do with that? Because God doesn't stop. Christ doesn't die over and over and over and over again. He died one time and he's in heaven now. He's gone. His spirit is with us. There's no more Jesus on the cross thing that happened. So what? He didn't coast. He did not coast. Now, I wish I could say that was the only time in my life that I do this, but I do this academically in college. I actually lost scholarships because I coasted. It was awful. It was miserable. Jesus at this time, I want to tell you what he does. After he dies, he appears to his people, and you can read this in the end of Matthew. He comes to his people. He tells them, hey, go and meet me in Galilee, which is the next town over. Go and meet me in the next town over, and I am going to, almost did it again, and meet me on this mountain, which, okay, they knew which mountain to go to. And he enters this idea of the Great Commission. I'm going to stop for a second because I just said the Great Commission, and 3/4 of you people who go to church are just okay, whatever, I know exactly what you're going to say now. Because here's the thing, I actually don't think you get it. I actually don't think you fully realize exactly what this means. If you go to church, you're going to know this story. But I want to ask you to think about this for the next 15 minutes as I close. Does the Great Commission mean anything to you then? And if you don't go to church, I can probably imagine a little bit of how you feel about the church through social media, the internet. I want you to get this picture of what the church truly should look like. And I want to challenge you, if this is the kind of community you want to be a part of, and come talk to somebody about that. Because we need everybody on the team we can. So here's how it goes. Jesus told his disciples to go meet him the next town over, up on a mountain, very specific. And he says this, listen, I'm about to leave you. I'm going to pause because I can only imagine exactly what Peter says. If you know the story of Peter, he's kind of a turd. I like to call him a little bit of a turd. He kind of runs in head first without thinking about anything. And I imagine him responding something like this. I didn't take any acting classes, so I'm just going to wing it. Wait, hold on, Jesus, you said you're leaving? Whoa, hang on. Because literally last week, we were eating dinner, right? The Last Supper thing, Jesus, you remember? And you said that I was going to deny you 3 times. I said, no, bro, I'm not going to do that. That's stupid. He's like, yes, you are. And I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, dude, yes, you are. And I'm like, no, I'm really not. And then I did it. You called that on me. The night before, you can't leave me. I need way more of you. And I think of Thomas, who's the guy next to Peter, and he's sitting there in this room, and he's like, dude, Jesus, no, you can't leave because you appeared, the door was locked, and you just appeared like a ghost in front of me, man, and I still doubted you. There's no way you can leave. I'm not ready for you to leave yet. You can't leave. No, seriously, Jesus says, I'm going to leave you. But here's the thing, I have the authority in the world, so you should go. and make disciples, baptize them, teach them, and then I will be with you. He says, I'm going to be with you. That's kind of crazy because, like, you see that this great rescue mission, it doesn't end with the cross. It doesn't end. No, it's only just begun. And Jesus has now invited us to join the mission. See, it's like the strangest episode of The Undercover Boss, where like Jesus is like kicking it with his disciples for 3 years, and then he sits them down, and instead of giving them like a free college tuition or like a car or I'm gonna pay off your debt or like I'm gonna help you achieve your dreams and yay, Jesus is like, no, I'm leaving. Like, here's the keys. Seriously, no, take them. I mean it. Take the keys. I'm leaving. It's up to you guys now. And I'm sitting here thinking like, Jesus, dude, seriously, hold on, wait, don't leave. Like, I coast when I like get to where I think I need to be. Like, I have significant pride issues, insecurities out the wazoo. Hello, 1995, that came out of nowhere. No, seriously, I struggle with so much stuff. Like, you can't expect me to actually have authority. No, it's true. What about you? God entrusted us with his rescue mission. The thing that he's been working on since the fall. Since Adam and Eve first sinned, this thing has culminated for thousands of years. And now that it has become, he gives us the power. I struggle with this because like, I'm still, prideful and immature and insecure. But no, God has trusted me. He has trusted you. So what do? What do we have to offer? What is the point of all this? How are we supposed to be people who actually go and fulfill the mission? If God has come, what are we supposed to do about it? And I think that there are two things that can help simplify this for us. It can help you moving even tonight to go and do amazing things for the kingdom. Here's the first thing is hope. We have hope. Peter writes this letter to his followers of Jesus who were spread out in like what we'll call today Syria, Iraq, the Middle East, like that area. Because what happened was when Jesus came and died and like this whole thing started, the really conservative church leaders at the time were like really not cool with it. Like they didn't want anybody to follow Jesus anymore. They only wanted people to be Jewish. And then like the Roman people, they're like not having any of it because, they're supposed to be Roman people. And so they were literally like killing people. If you don't know this, like the first church was actually being killed for what they believed. So think of like the wildfires that are happening in California right now. Basically, those people who are scattering everywhere, who are fleeing, who are evacuating. That's exactly what's happening. Peter is writing to these people, and he says this: Praise be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. In his great mercy, he has given us new birth into a living hope. Here's the thing, living hope. What do we have? What's the point of Jesus coming to be with us? We have living hope. Because I'm trying to think, I've been thinking for a few weeks, what does the world have to offer in terms of hope? Is it money? Is it power? Is it sex? Is it pleasure? Is it fame? Is it contentment? I don't know what it is. I looked for a long time in my teenage years. I don't know what it is. I don't know exactly what it is because here's the thing, we're all going to die. And once we die, we don't have any of that anymore. So what is the hope of these things that we're trying to seek after? I don't know what the hope is. I can't. If you figure out what the hope is, let me know. But the only thing that I really know is that God gives me hope past all of my understanding, past all of my situations. I have purpose now. I have purpose because of this hope. Because Jesus actually died and rose, I now have hope that endures beyond my own death. It's crazy. And I love it. Because of Emmanuel, we have this purpose, and I really get the feeling that I need to say something here that's probably going to rub some shoulders the wrong way, so hang on, hang tight. I've been thinking about, this whole thing on social media and on the internet that's going on that's like thoughts and prayers. I say thoughts and prayers because a lot of people are not really liking thoughts and prayers right now, people. But here's the thing. We need to be people who are constantly thinking about people, who are constantly praying about people. 1 Timothy chapter 2, the first few verses in that chapter say that actually, no, it doesn't matter who it is. Will you please pray for everybody? Pray for the leaders of our nation. Pray for the leaders of the Roman government. Pray for the people who don't like you. You need to make sure that you're living in peace with everybody. We need thoughts and prayers. Our culture needs thoughts and prayers. But here's the thing. I don't know how far we're getting with just thoughts and prayers anymore. I don't know how much work the church is doing on just thoughts and prayers. I don't really know how our only response to that, to the refugee crisis, can be thoughts and prayers. I'm not sure what the response is to all these school shootings that keep happening when we just say thoughts and prayers. I don't really know if the people around you or in this room who are struggling with depression and anxiety and mental health issues, I don't know how much thoughts and prayers are helping if you're not trying to help them physically. We have an opportunity to bring hope to the world, a living hope. Because of Jesus' death and resurrection, we have a living hope that endures beyond us, and I think that we limit it with thoughts and prayers. So why did why did God come to be with us and give us the keys to the kingdom if we're not going to go and try to spread hope? Can you imagine? Just think for a second. Just mental exercise. Think for just a second. What in your world changes if you are known as somebody who brings hope and peace to everywhere you go? What in your world changes? Not just your school, how does your home change? How do your co-ops change? How do your sports teams change? If you're a person who is known for bringing hope to the world around you. The first thing I think that God gives us is this idea of hope. And the second thing, I'm going to close with this as the band comes back up, is the second thing that God has given us. We find it in Philippians. It's a book that a guy named Paul wrote, this church in Philippi, which is, I think, one of the weirdest words I've ever said in my life, Philippi. I want to say Philip, but then it's like Philip and like an apple pie, and now I'm hungry. Here I am. So Philippi, this is probably Paul's last letter he's ever written. For those of you who go to church, who know the story, like this guy Paul used to kill Christians, and now he's like a big evangelist, yada, 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 yada. And so he's really influential. But he's in jail. The Philippians are being persecuted, killed, murdered. He's in prison, and he's penning a letter. How long has it been since you penned a letter? I don't think I've penned a letter in like probably 15 years. But he's penning a letter while in prison. And if you think about it, like what's the last thing you want to say to somebody? Like this is what's happening. He's writing this letter and he's trying to like fit in as much as he can. Like let's tell all the mushy gushy stuff. There's definitely like some, oh, I love you and so much. And like what would you write somebody if you're writing your final letter to them? Like you're going to like tell them all the nice things that you love about them and how you appreciate them. Maybe you'll like admit to all the bad things you did to them they don't know about. I know that's what I would do. But Paul writes this letter to these people who are struggling. He's about to die, and he's trying to offer them some advice. And I love this story because I have an idea of what he should write. Like, I'm thinking Braveheart. I'm thinking like Lord of the Rings, like endure, persevere. I'm thinking this long speech about how we should be just people who are staying true to the task and we have our faith in front of us. But no, he doesn't write that. Go ahead and throw up this first part here. He says, and this is my prayer. What do you think it is? Is it perseverance? Is it strength? Is it, hey, you need more hope? Or like, hey, here's the last thing I want to write to you. You should just be sure and confident that this is the thing that we're supposed to do. Keep going. Even though you're getting hurt, no, just keep going. This blew my mind. Because he actually writes this, and this is my prayer, that your love may abound more and more. What? Like, do you understand what's happening in my life? You want me to just, this is way oversimplified. least I thought. Until I remembered what Jesus said in Matthew chapter 22, where he's being tested by some Pharisees. And they're like, listen, like, tell us what the greatest commandment is. And he says, love the Lord your God and love your neighbor as yourself. What's the one thing that Paul wants you to know before he dies? Go into your life with more love. How do we bring hope? By bringing love. How are we supposed to have more love? Well, we need to ask for it. And I want to leave you with a tangible thing that we're all going to do tonight that you can take with you for the rest of your life. Honestly, I hope you try it. I hope you'll consider it. It's this idea of a breath prayer. A lot of us have prayed in our life, but what's a breath prayer? A breath prayer is simply just a prayer that is ridiculously short. You can say it in one breath. Historically, like for thousands of years, this has been going on. People of faith have done this. So this is not like some new weird idea. Like, this is tradition. We just know what we need from God and we ask it. And so a breath prayer can be just like, Jesus, be with me. That's it. It can be peace. It can be whatever you need it to be. But I want to teach you one, maybe to help spur you on in this thought tonight. And it says this: God, give me love for this moment. Can you think about it for a second? As you walk throughout your life, imagine that you're back in your schools, you're back on your teams, you're back in wherever your life takes you. And you encounter these situations where you need to be different. God's called you to be different. He's given you the keys. You're part of the rescue mission. You're supposed to go and do now. Can you imagine just saying this really quick right before you walk through the doors? Can you imagine saying this right when you park your car as you walk into class? Can you say this right as you're about to walk into work? I want us to all do this together. So just take a couple deep breaths, everybody together. I like the exaggeration. I love it. Let's just all exaggerate it. That'd be fun. I want to see how loud we get. Ready? Guaranteed someone just farted. Guaranteed. But no, let's say this. Let's say this together. So we're gonna have it on the screen. Okay, ready? God, give me love. God, give me love for this moment. So we can focus. There's so much distraction, right? We can just focus on the simple fact, because Emmanuel, because of God with us, we are called to bring love and hope to the world around us. Jesus has entrusted each and every one of you with the keys to the kingdom and the opportunity to bring whoever you want to bring with you. Jesus died on the cross. So what? Let's go be people who spread that news. I believe in this crazy idea. It's a really crazy idea, I promise. I actually believe that students change the world. That's why I've committed my life to serving in a ministry that tries to empower people like you. That's why everybody who's doing the tech, who leads Teen Night, we're doing this because we actually believe that a bunch of crazy, streak-hungry, Snapchatting people, can actually break out of these, things that bog us down and, can change everything. Did you know? I'm just going to throw it out there. Most scholars actually believe that Jesus' disciples were teenagers. Have you thought about that? Did you know that? Most of them were 13, 14, 15, 16. They changed the world forever. And I think that can happen again. Let's commit to being people who bring hope and love to this world. Let's practice that simple exercise to be able to focus in on it. Friends, I want to pray for you as we continue to worship tonight. God, you're surprising. Honestly, the fact that you would trust crazy people like us with this mission just blows my mind. But then I remember how you come alongside us. You said at the very end of the commission that, and I'm going to be with you forever. God, we believe that you have power. We believe that you're in us. We believe all these things because we know we have a living hope that extends past ourselves. God, help us to lead our lives with love, bringing hope to our situations. God, you've come. And so let us continue to spread the news. We love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.